Alright, I'm going to try to cover three things. So one thing you should notice with all the progress we've done so far, we are setting the character, we're initializing character array to 0, setting the length, setting the digit, explained that already. And as we are doing this, you notice how these warnings go away, because we're actually reading the variable at various aspects of the program. So one thing that's important, we haven't set the sign yet. Alright, and one flaw that you're going kind of, you can consider it a flaw of my program. Um, in terms of receiving an 80 digit character array, what happens if I stick in a negative? You can only stick in 79 number digits. That's because I'm sort of counting this negative or a positive value if the user chooses to put one of those in as a digit. Maybe that might not fly with your professor or whoever is grading your work, so might want to double check that. So let's go ahead and set the sign of the character array. So again, I'm going to make a specific method just for that. Set sign of car array. And guess what I'm going to use? Actually, yeah, I'm just going to keep it without parameters, because what I'm actually going to be using, or maybe, no, I'll take a character array as a parameter. So car I. So let me see. You could do it that way. I don't want too much. I'm going to do this 30. I'm just going to have this method here. I'm going to have this method here directly interact with the digicharacter array. And I mean, I've been doing that in the other methods too, so it's not a big deal. Some people would consider it bad programming. Maybe you should return, instead of having it, maybe I should return this value and have it set it here or something. But whatever, I'm doing it this way. It's not as universal because these methods, and you'll see, I'll probably, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to repeat this code later. This is definitely a bit of a crude way of doing things, of taking these and making these methods here specifically and only for those variables there. Well, except for the debug variable, but these first three, you know, this should maybe be made to be more universal, and maybe I'll convert it to a more universal method later. But in the meantime, let's just get through this. I already wasted 3 minutes. So set sign of array. So what we're going to do is, we're going to have a for loop. Let's see, similar to this one here. So let me just copy the header of that for loop. Alright, and I just took the for loop out of set digit character array to 0. So let's see what we're going to do. So set the sign. So we're going to go through the array from, let me see, I want to go from left to right. I don't know why, I just want to. So start at 0 and run this as long as the counter is less than or equal to 79, and make sure it's incrementing by 1 each time. So let's see, detect if this is a plus. Yeah, so if digit character array, whatever we're in terms of the counter, if this is a plus. Oh, I didn't set counter. Okay. What's wrong with this? Oh, this is a double equal sign. We're not assigning it. So if that's equal to that, then we're going to set the sign of the array to 1. And which it is by default anyway, but hell, just to be specific, maybe not even have that at all. Well, I think it's valid to have it. So what else? Again, and I don't want the positive to be there inside the array. I just want it in the sign of character array variable that I set up specifically for that. So I'm going to set whatever that is specifically to the character of 0. Alright. And let's see. Take this, and now we're going to copy it again, and we're just going to do the same thing for negative values. So if this is negative, make the sign of the array -1, and change it to 0 in the character array itself. So we have this working now. Awesome. So now we can just copy this and stick it right here. Awesome. So not really still not reading it, we're just setting it, and I think that's the problem with that. But we'll be reading it later on. Okay, so got 3 minutes left. So we are initializing this successfully, but what if we want to get some feedback? We want to see what we just put in there. We want to see what the current digit character array is. Well, we can use the getString method, and I'm going to mix this up with another method that you will see hopefully if I have time to show you, which is the toString method, if I'm not mistaken, and it should be overriding a method that already exists. toString, not right. I'll get to that later. getString method, it's just, I'm going to have it called a getString method anyway. So basically I just want to take what's in the digit character array and stick it in a string. So again, we're going to have a for loop here. So we're going to have let's declare a string type variable, string char array, right? And that should be satisfactory. We're going to take digit character array. Alright. And we're going to have this go into a counter here. And I think we're going to go from, let's go from left to right. In fact, we could steal the for loop out of here, which we just used for going from left to right, right? Right. So let's stick that there. So now we can stick this here. This works on counter, and we're going to stick what's in counter into string character array at the specific index of let's see, I think we're going to have to use another counter here. Let me check how much time do I have left. I got a minute. Alright. So need to set the index value. So this is going from left to right. So actually yeah, we can set this to follow counter as well. Alright. And let's see, what's the problem? Let me pause it and see what's wrong with my programming. Okay, my problem here is that I'm trying to stick what's in this position of an array counter into, I'm trying to treat this as an array, but again, this is a string. So what I need to do is I just need to continually concatenate this. So what I can do is I can just go like this. Take what's in the string character array, which is nothing. I set it to nothing during the pause. So nothing, then whatever's in the character array, add that, and add, and add, and add until it reaches. And in fact, there's a specific way of doing this called plus equals. That's the same exact thing. Okay, I have to meet you in another video.